Bueno, como les decía, muchas gracias a ustedes por participar hoy, el viernes, en el Autotech Week. Hoy tenemos una sesión muy interesante con unos speakers de muy alto nivel. Tenemos, primero que todo, como saben que la mayoría de las presentaciones son en inglés, tenemos que escoger el idioma que más nos interese escuchar. Puede ser inglés, puede ser español. Tenemos traducción simultánea en español para las charlas que son en inglés. Entonces busquen este logo donde está ES para español, EN para inglés, o bueno, si está en español seguramente dirá ES y N. Pero bueno, lo escogen el idioma, ya se ha hecho los días anteriores, entonces creo que no va a haber ningún problema. Como saben, nosotros somos la Organización de las Naciones Unidas para el Desarrollo Industrial y estamos haciendo este evento en el marco de un proyecto de desarrollo industrial automotriz para Colombia que está desarrollando la ONUDI. Nosotros en este evento Autotech lo que queremos hacer es promover el desarrollo también en Colombia de estas 4 megatendencias automotrices que están marcando el futuro de la industria, que son los vehículos autónomos, la conectividad, los vehículos eléctricos, electrificación y, por supuesto, los servicios inteligentes de movilidad, que es el tema del día de hoy. La agenda de hoy es esta. Vamos a tener primero la empresa Mindtronic, después Set Code, después Thread Motion y por último Amp Up. Ya les contaré y haré una intro de cada una de las empresas antes de su presentación. En este momento tenemos hoy ya conectado al señor Michel H. Él es el CTO de Mindtronic AI y también es el Head of la cabeza de TSMC, del Centro de Diseño de TSMC en China. Mindtronic nos va a presentar una presentación que tiene como nombre Preparando el camino para el metaverso de la movilidad del futuro. La presentación se trata de que mientras que los vehículos autónomos pretenden liberar a los conductores de la dirección, Mindtronic AI promete liberar su mente construyendo un nuevo ecosistema formado por máquinas autodidactas nativas y que leen la mente para la movilidad del futuro. Ellos han integrado un metaverso centrado en el ser humano sobre la realidad que está por venir, haciendo que la información y los servicios sean accesibles, proactivos y seguros en el mundo real. Bueno, habiendo dicho esto, le doy paso al señor Michel. Él está conectado, bueno, con cuenta donde dice Lewis, pero bueno, es él. And so thank you so much, Michel. So you can share your screen and start the presentation. We are really happy to hear you here today. And you can unlock also your phone, your microphone. Yeah, that's it.
Hello, thanks, Alan. So that now it's my turn, right?
Yes, please. You can start sharing your screen.
Let me just show my screen. Sorry. Yeah, yes, so that can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see your screen. You can maybe put it in full screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yeah. That's it. Thank you so much. So you can start now. Thanks.
Okay. So that is thanks, Alan, for the introduction. It's my pleasure to share our thoughts and research regarding the future mobility and how this mobility ecosystem and service may present before the users. We believe that human-centric design should be the main factor of success because the user deserves respect and to feel like a VIP. We also believe that none of us should be any fears of privacy exposures while using this network. We will also introduce how a new visual experience may become popular in just a few years for the connecting humans' mind with this future mobility network. The talk try to see this transformation of future mobility from 2 different angles. Firstly, how it may look like from a developer's perspective. And the second, how it should look like from users' expectations. All right, these in the left side, actually I draw this timeline, which is talking about the trends of the industrial evolutions. I actually had my first personal computers in about 1982. It's an Apple II desktop. And I developed my first game using language basic the next years. At that time, I was 11 years old, I guess. The technology is that sometimes you don't really need a high education, but the enthusiasm. The first wave, as I can recall this, is the competing for the CPU, where the computing speed does matter. I can still recall the old times that talking about the Pentium CPU series. Thanks to a great progress from the semiconductors, many of us own a smartphone made by 7 nanometers. And won't be too long, it will be 3 nanometers. Now, I rarely heard of anyone that complain the speed of computers. Then the next decade, from about the 2000, when computing become the fastest, the data size grows the fast due to more the high resolution image and more complicated file container were introduced. The storage in the local hard drive that become another bottleneck. So this comes the data cloud, and now it turned out to be not only the data storage, but also the scalable computing farm. And this start from about 2010, the smartphone conquered the world in high speed. Creating billions of nodes over the internet. This time we are in a shortage of bandwidth. I believe that many of us experience it from 2G to now 5G. With this background of the technology evolutions, what actually happened today is a transformation of future mobility. With a leverage to the new infrastructure of computing, storage, and communications. The car industry experiences a big change. Basically, from the 3 domains, from the combustion engine to the electrical vehicles, from the human drive to the autonomous, which is driven from the artificial intelligence, and these are also from proprietary local connectivity networks to join the mobile network. So this is a picture of the imagination, what it may look like after a few years. Your car will become an information hub with 4 wheels, acquiring data from a central mobility service network, while they are also being a data contributor to send back to the cloud. It combines the ability of the internet and the mobility. That's like the forming a Metaverse service networks onto reality. In the internet, we own a digital identity representing us, browsing the website, like virtually traveling between different abstracts. This is the intangible but accessible. On the contrary, the general mobility network is tangible but not accessible. At least it's not just via a simple hyperlink, right? By combining both, the Metaverse service onto reality presents you a world which is not only tangible but also accessible. In this new Metaverse, everything is cool. The car may drive itself. You may demand any service and the contents via advanced infotainment system. And you may even demand by gazing at any physical subject seen through from your car windshield. By 2025, almost 40% of the new car may install the HUD, the heads-up displays, and also these advanced display system. The opportunity is not only on these HUD product itself, but a huge service opportunity inside the Metaverse onto the reality. So that if we look into the future, from these 2 angles, actually 2 axes, This one from these demands, which is the y-axis, and another is from the technology development, which is the x-axis. We figure that the transformation is going forward may look like these pictures. In about 2025, the cars that with internet connectivity will become popular. The key selling point, these may focus on personalization and HMI, the so-called human-machine interface. And the young buyer would be chasing this mobile-like experience that grows them up. The technology to support this node would include AI edge computing and some display technology. We actually see no barrier to achieve this node. Then the second one is about this autonomous vehicle which some had asserted to release it before 2030. The key selling point is the driverless and safety. Although that many had argued over its feasibility, but the trend to become more and more auto and safer should not be a question. Then in the next node what we predict, and we believe that the human and the robot collaboration model will come. That will be the final shape of the intelligence. Which is to come with a wearing robot. The main advantage is not to replace the human jobs, but to strengthen the human ability by the aid of the robot intelligence. And more importantly, this is about to enjoy. I think that the technology behind may include the shared autonomy for these human-robot collaborations, the mind reading for the inferring these human intentions, and edge self-learning technology for these adapting these different scenario and these user preference. So here I want to take a recap of the technology milestone. We believe that the next to come is the robot agencies. As being introduced, the advancement from the computing storage and these bandwidths, what the user already suffers, the data overwhelm. These lots of the data being generated and totally dilute the human's mind. It's like there is a say that when you are going to create a Metaverse, the service is onto reality is in the mobility network. There is lots of these subjects that are actually on the roads, and which one are you going to present to the user? It will be too messy that if you show them, and the data bandwidth will be running overwhelmed as well. So that a very important thing of this intelligence is how you screen out these unnecessary and only the one who the user need to know. And another issue here is about private invention, because of currently the systems actually cloud-based. So it means that every data go to the cloud, and almost all the intelligent model, whatever trained in the cloud system, and infer the result being sent over back to on these edge devices. But it means that every area of your personal profile, your personal information is controlled by these cloud owners. So that it becomes a serious matters. We apparently need a more intelligent and security lifestyles. And we believe that a self-learned robot agency can answer these questions. So while we are talking about intelligence, what exactly it is what extent human today had achieved regarding intelligence. To answer these questions let me start from reviewing what is smart. A smart device like a smartphone, a tablet is often called because it has many functions and features. It's one click, the service is on, or it is on demand is pretty convenient, and this quick search, Google search, acquiring these information very quickly, or these sometimes one stop. It means that the total solution is what you're going to buy. Every dependency already covers, so that save your times. So that and of course these stay connected, so the device is always standby. These most had mentioned above in summary is about the comprehensions, these automation and the efficiency. So that let me feel like that those KPI that toward the smart somehow is like a factory. But on the other hand, what the intelligence represents is mainly for the efficiency. It is the sorry. On the other hand, what is intelligence represent is not only for the efficiency. The key is about this knowing me. A machine that knows how to accompany me from this feeling lonely, this proactive, serve me as his VIP, or the interact and collaborate with me to achieve something great, and can self-learning to improve his character, to satisfy and cheer me. In the right side is actually my cats. These actually they are doing a great job. These are of intelligence than my smartphone. So we are Mindtronic AI. We aim to build a self-learning machine that is able to learn in the age. The factory default is just a starting point, and every product is learning after sold according to the environment that it was deployed. The product is become personalized, not because pre-coded apps or software algorithm, nor because inference from the cloud after collecting your private data and the footprint. It's because this self-learned ability by learning, by interacting with you. From the process of the interactions, it collects the rewards, and knowing how to what's he going to do, then he can get a reward and cheer you up to make you satisfied. So the robot is designed to be your agent, like digital avatars. The robot holds its own identity, but not your identity, to interact with the cloud. While that it also interact with you via its own ability of mind inference. So that for this reason, the robot becomes a firewall that to separate your identity from the cloud, so that it can protect your privacies. So from another perspective, the robot becomes the second life living in this metaverse. The self-learning that would rely on the ability of the mind inference, where that it may infer your intention, your preference, interest via the context of the interaction with you. And moreover, that it can screen out redundant data to avoid you from this overwhelming. Another ability for the robot to develop is the collaborations. Is always the inferring your intention and supervising the process, and to give you a hand by the shared autonomies. So the configuration is for a car, for transforming this into a self-learned and service-rich machine is mainly from these two aspects. The first, you have to have driver monitorings. The driver status is the real time analyzed on the edge from interpreting the driver's intention. And the second is the advanced infotainment connected with the internet for commanding this good visual experience. So in the driver status monitoring, this one important purpose is for protecting the driver's safety. This monitoring system today started with the course to detect a driver's drowsy to ensure the safety. In case the driver falls into sleep, it gives an alarm while commanding the active ADAS to take these emergency actions. The other functions, including to detect whether the driver is concentrating. For example, while the driver's gaze is on the road, or whether he's doing other business other than drive, like talking the phone. Another is more advanced feature may include in these analyzing the driver's cognitions via the road object over these road objects, and to give the pre-warning that when driver admits something some instant threats. For example, that a pedestrian may bump into the forwarding lane, so that your gaze happen that not seeing the guy, so that the system will need to give you pre-warnings and to make you alert of it. Or a good driver monitor system is also need to possess the ability to predict a driver's performance according that his biometric expressions. This driving the performance prediction, including driver stability, driver quality, and the reaction time for the emergency. So that the whole the algorithm is actually analyze that your facial characteristic, your body language, and merely by a single cameras, and by that fusion and learning all the feature of the data, the system that is able to predict that what will be the deviation, what will be the stability in terms of the deviations, and what will be your response time that while there is an emergency that occurred. And this kind of functions can greatly help actively the ADAS system to take the preventive actions. And there's another interesting topic for the driver, the status monitoring is the build on top of the gauge tracking. The gauge point is actually regarded is very important signal related to one's interest. The implementation infers the driver's interest point and then provide the proactive service. For example, that a smart touring application may proactively provide touring info to introduce that landmark of a city when you firstly visit it, or the hyper shopping service that allows the drivers to make an order merely because of the eyes engagement, or proactive advertisements to serve when the driver is interested in anything that he sees through from the windshield. So, and regarding the infotainment, despite of the flex panel, the 3D may apply for enhancing the visual experience, but more importantly, the personalizations and the connectivity is the most important contents to ignore. For any VIP experience, the first step is to recognize the users before any actions. While in the connectivity is always favorable, the car network stay synchronized with your mobile network. Then we want to talk about on top of the self-learning machine what would make difference regarding these pilot systems. What we researched down the road is about these Copilot. Compare that with the autonomous vehicle, the main take is the joy and the safety. We believe that many whom buy the car is not only for the commute, but also for the drive joy. Compared with the autonomous cars with preset destination and point-to-point pilot navigations, the Copilot offers flexibility to drivers by your intent and more fine details. You may even need you don't even need a destination when you're just going to take a ride. The car would respect your command, but just refine a bit to ensure you stay within a safety boundary. For example, that you don't have specific destinations. You're just driving on the roads. Then for some reasons that you are kind of distracted. However, that and system that actually detect, so that the system is actually slightly modified your command to maintain you centering the lane. Or that in some cases that in some narrow tunneling, or that when the path is quite narrow, so that someone which is not skillful enough may actually make collisions. So in that case, when the system that actually identify your intents, it help you to prevent from collision while helping you with getting through this narrow path. Or that for another example, if you want to take over the car, sometimes you got the choice to take over from the left side or the right side. If you are only the driving an autonomous car. How can you instantly command the autonomous car that to take over this from the left side? But for the Copilot, actually is instantly, constantly monitoring your status and infer your intention, so that the system can likely knows that your intention and doing this action that meets your expectation. And regarding implementation, we gradually build a framework, including the hardware and the software. From the hardware side, which is on the left, a domain controller integrates most of the in-cabin device into one platform for better intercommunications, but also for cost saving. You can see that via this kind of integration, the chips, you can actually utilize the same chips. You don't need to have one chip for one SoC for the one device. And since that the software communicate each device functionality inside the same CPU, so that it becomes even more faster. And from hardware cost stack point of view, it also reuse many peripherals and reuse these memory blocks, so that is more efficient and cost competitive. Many car vendors, car makers are actually doing this way today, and they try to converge many devices onto one single domain controllers, so that the ECUs originally in a car that could be over 100. And now it could be about 6 to 8 that is a domain controller to do all the things originally have. And from the right side, this is for the software. As more and more AI model is to deploy onto the hardware. We build a deep learning framework inside the system. And this framework is not only for the inference, but also for the self-learning. You know that is a different driver, different user that may have a preference. You cannot just configure your software to meet everyone's preference, and you cannot just let the user to config by their own for so many parameters. So that is a very important ability that the system is able to self-learn via the interaction with the users, and to adapt the right parameter to the different users. And from the other side, not only the user that need to be adapted, the deploy the environment also matters. Since that, for example, someone's in the majority of the time that he's driving on the highway, someone most of the time is drive in this urban area, that will be different, so that the system that requires to adapt into this different domain and the scenario for optimizing the user experience. Again, we are Mindtronic AI. We were born for these innovations. We had won many prizes and awards, including the CIS innovations, since founded 4 years ago. We are confident but steady to make progress. We hope becoming good additions to this automotive ecosystem, and we are quite open for the collaborations. We currently set our force in North America and Asia. We are still small to comprehend our business, but we will keep on our pace. Finally, we think that the era of the self-learned robot agents is to come. It's going to impact the future mobility, as well as the other industries. It's not a question whether it will happen or not, but just about how soon it will become majority. We focus on the intelligent solutions for automotive. We are researchers on mind inference and the self-learning. Then anyone who is interested may contact us via info@mindtronic.ai.com. So thanks for your listening.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this presentation. Well, now we have like 5-6 minutes of possible questions. So people, if the audience would like to have some question, please write your question down below in the Q&A or chat box, please. Let's wait just for a second to see if we have any question. From the audience. Well, I think it seems to be that everything was pretty clear. I don't see much questions here. So, okay, so Michelle or Michael, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being with us today with this Colombian and Latin American public. We are really interested in all these fields. Actually, we are quite far because our businesses and industries in the region are not actually at this moment working on these subjects, but we are really looking for get there. So the idea for us and for the United Nations Industrial Development Organization with this type of events is to bring to the region this type of technologies. We are supporting the automotive industry, local automotive industry, and we know that this type of technologies and these advances are the ones that are going to rule in the next 5 or 10 years. So, and the ones that are going to be default in the automotive industry. And we know you guys are right in the future at this moment. So thank you so much for being here. It's really valuable for us to have you. And well, let me see if we have much questions here. We can finish your presentation today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Everybody has a good day.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you. Bye.
From everyone. Thanks.